Hey everyone, I've noticed a lot of chatter on some of the Facebook message groups asking about security for your kayak trailer, or actually just about any kind of trailer. I did quite a bit of research on this and wanted to give you a video to kind of show you some of the methods and things that I've done to help secure my kayak trailer, not only when it's attached to my truck, if I happen to be fishing in a tournament and it's attached to my truck at night, or while I'm even on the water and have the kayak off of it. Trailer thieves are very prevalent and very adept at what they do, and so you have to take quite a few measures to ensure that your trailer is as secure as possible. And the one thing to keep in mind, I'm sure everybody says this, but there's no one single way that you're going to stop a determined thief. They're going to figure out a way to do it. But if you think of the old adage, if you're walking with a group of friends in the woods and you come across a bear, you don't necessarily need to be faster than the bear. You just need to be faster than everybody else in your group. So with that said, if you can make your trailer and your kayak more secure than everybody else, people are going to, the thieves are going to target the easy mark. And so this is more about trying to make sure that you have enough precautions in place to make sure that somebody's going to think twice about trying to steal your gear. So first things first, let me just kind of start at the front. Everybody talks about a hitch pin lock, and I researched these quite a bit, and there's several videos out there right now on YouTube. If you go get a regular hitch pin lock at a Walmart or an auto parts store, most of the time they're going to have a barrel tube on the end that locks on that, and those are so easily defeated by a simple pipe. Some of them even do it with a PVC pipe, but a metal pipe can pry that off in less than 2 seconds. So what I found and what I use, and I'll show you here, I went and found a company called Paclock, P-A-C-L-O-C-K. And their hitch lock actually has a big square barrel at the end of it, so nobody can get around it with a pipe and steal that. And even if they could pry it off, the lock piece is still intact to where they can't get your trailer away. The next step, and I'll be honest with you, I after researching the hitch pin lock, I ended up going, because they're such a highly rated company, I ended up getting everything via Paclock. This is a ball lock, and it's also by Paclock. And if you'll notice the way it's situated, nobody can get under there and cut that off right away. So again, you want to have both of those. Make sure that you're locking the ball hitch on the trailer ball, and then also a hitch pin lock to keep somebody from just popping that off and putting your hitch in their receiver on their truck. Okay, and I'll come back to a couple other things on this as well. The other thing you want to do, or that I did, and I did it on each side. You'll notice here there's a bolt here, but on here I had somebody tack weld the attachment for the bolt. That way somebody can't show up with a socket wrench and just pop your tongue hitch off, or your tongue receiver off, and put a new one on. You can go to Harbor Freight or Walmart and get a new 2-inch ball receiver for $10. And so if they have access to a ratchet set, they can pop yours off and put a new one on and be gone with your trailer. So it's spot welded right here, and then also spot welded on the other side right there for security. If you look at my tongue box, it's got a Paclock on it as well, a real steady and sturdy lock. I did a lot of research on Paclock, and obviously padlocks can be defeated. Master locks, you'll see YouTube videos online and somebody taking a couple wrenches and defeating a standard padlock just by prying them apart. Paclock actually makes a real steady and secure lock. If somebody really wanted to pick a lock, I've seen Lock Picking Lawyer and a couple other folks that can pick locks, but you have to be really skilled and adept to be able to do that. And so for a padlock situation, this is what I felt like was a really good option. If you'll look at my fishing rod tube, I actually made this myself and did several adaptations. One of them here on the end, you'll notice Most of the tube kits that you can get come with screws, and I felt like that was really easy for somebody to just pop that cap off and take the end off and get access to your expensive rods and reels. So I used rivets, and then I also used cement glue, silicone glue that also will help hold that on there as well. If you look at the trailer itself, every single attachment point on the trailer is a bolt, and it has a locking nut on the underside so that somebody can't just pop something off and get access to all the gear that's inside the trailer. Down here on the wheels, one thing that I've done is I've put locking lug nuts on there. So, and they're not an easy, they're a keyed lug nut. So somebody would have to have that specific key to pop your tires off and be able to steal your trailer that way as well. Coming back on the back side, here I have another pack lock, and then on the way I secured the rod tube, the opening end of the rod tube is with a bolt with a locking nut on the underside. Those come with screws in the typical kit, but I modified that to make it a little bit more secure so somebody can't just pop that off. Even the spare tire has locking lug nuts on those that are keyed specifically to where somebody can't just come with a lug wrench and pop those off. On the actual opening of the trailer, I used a specific high duty hasp that covers all the screws so that somebody can't get to the underside of the hasp and pop it off that way or pry it off, and then a real strong and sturdy pack lock as well. The kayak is actually secured to the trailer via cam straps. Didn't use ratchet straps, but the other thing that I did, through the scupper holes, and you'll see here, is a big 3/8 inch link chain that goes down through the scupper holes and attaches to an anchor point, and again is pack locked here. This lock I used one of the square locks so that somebody can't get on that and try and pry that open. I do actually have another padlock that I can actually take the length of the chain and secure it here again. For overnight at a kayak fishing tournament, I probably will secure it that way. Not only does that give another anchor point for the kayak itself, but it also keeps somebody, if they do happen to pop that lock, they can't get the lid open unless they happen to pry that off too. And again, it goes back to trying to make it as unappealing to a potential thief as possible. Lastly, I wanted to show you another thing that people will do is actually, if they can get your tongue off the ball hitch, they'll actually just put your chains on their receiver and haul away your trailer with just the security chains. So the other thing that I typically do is I padlock my security chains. If the trailer's sitting by itself and it's not attached to the truck, then I padlock them back here to this anchor point. If I'm sitting somewhere and you know, the trailer's attached to the truck, then I padlock those at the actual anchor point to where somebody can't just pop the chains off and use them that way as well. The last thing that I do when I have the trailer parked, whether it's on the truck or not, is I run another 3/8 inch chain through the leaf spring and through the wheel itself. That way, if somebody ever does figure out a way to get the trailer unlocked at the tongue or at the hitch, you know, this is just another way to keep them from being able to just pull away with your trailer. It's another step that somebody would have to do, and they'd have to have an angle grinder, a battery powered angle grinder, to be able to do that. So again, there's several different things that I've done to try and ensure that it's safe and secure. You know, when you figure you've got some people have, you know, those Hobies that are worth, you know, $5,000 plus all your fishing gear and everything, and you're leaving them you know, outside at a tournament, or your high dollar trailers are sitting there parked for hours on end while you're on the water. You definitely would do everything you can to ensure that you are keeping it safe and secure and unappealing to potential thieves. The last tip that I would give, I haven't done it yet, but I'm probably going to invest in a motion activated camera to set in the back window of the truck. That way, if somebody ever did steal the trailer, I'd have video evidence of it. The other thing that you can do is you can get a low jack GPS and hide that on your trailer to where if somebody ever did steal your stuff, you'd be able to track it down and let authorities know where that's at. So I hope this helps. If you have any other questions, please don't hesitate to leave a comment in below the video or message me directly. Would appreciate it if you guys subscribe to the channel. I'll be putting more videos out soon. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great day.